need another chance. Their leader said something about escaping with a stone.
Stolen from this dungeon, I imagine. Can we get inside?
Their leader said something about escaping with a stone.
Stolen from this dungeon, I imagine. Can we get inside?
Their leader said something about escaping with a stone.
Stolen. Those thieves were more than petty criminals. Their leader gave life to the dead. What stone could they have been so keen on taking?
We can't well turn away from such an odious show of source.
Indeed. For all...
Careful, there's a mine in the middle of our path.
Someone must have an interest in protecting whatever's kept here.
I feel better already. A stitch in time, eh, friends? I've always heard there's typically more to a king's tomb than meets the eye.
It could be a myth, or it could be our lucky day.
I've spotted something. This seems to be broken. woodwork of that door, but I don't imagine our weapons would survive such use for long. Look out, I see a trap nearby.
Muttering about it now and then. Is that normal?
I've spotted something.
There's no evading my blazing fury.
Well, what's this I've spotted? I think I hear voices downstairs.
The last thing we need is to surprise another angry summoner.
What's that? I think there are hidden foes ahead. Confound it!
living rat dares disturb the slumber of the dead. A thieving fool insults the sanctity of the grave. The bloodstone defiler, where is it? I suppose you only crept among these sacred tombs for leisure. I suppose you had no lust for the treasure of the dead. Ha! In life, I toiled to care for these holy grounds. In death, I protect them from profaners and poachers. The legacy of Cecile is mine to preserve. Her traitors are mine to destroy. Strange indeed. Robed indeed. Your tricks will not save you from retribution, deceiver. The Bloodstone, deliver it now and I may deign to end you quickly. Run if you like, defiler. Whichever way you take leads you to the grave. Death never dies, fool. Death in 1,000 forms rules all.
Stitch in time,
Here lies
friends.
Master Ragequin's second apprentice, killed by dying. Here lies Master Ragequin's first apprentice, killed by a falling corpse.
Look! A wanderer comes my way. walking the sands upon which this poor shell must suffer. Call me Ishmael, son of the sea, an outcast upon these wretched shores. An exiled shell, doomed to live under a canopy of arid sky, not his native, tender water. Of course I can talk, don't be silly. There's more tongue to me than heart. Indeed, the surprise should be mine, for I still remember the days when your kind swung from branches and plucked the vermin out of their neighbor's fur. Time is an indulgent mistress to one who spends happy hours as she passes. But when your existence is one of misery, she becomes a lethargic harpy. Oh, I remember ancient times, for I have lain here since antiquity, when the ruins around us were palaces, and the sun-bleached dead merry children. All this I have seen, alive, alone, alas. My fate is a cruel one, I assure you. How many snot-noses have held me up against their dirty little ears, only to claim they can hear the ocean? Of course they can hear her, the brats! We are on the very edge of the great aquatic mother, whose embrace I so desperately long for. Yes, yes! I, King of Pearls, ache to repose anew on his coral throne. Hurl me toward the water. Swing me as far as your arm's strength gives peace. And treasure long sunk, I will grant thee. What do you say, kind knight? Will you return the King of Pearls to the sea, so he may yield you long lost treasure?
Kindness is its own reward, and then there's the promise of treasure to boot.
Agreed. Let's send him home.
Liberator, kind benefactor, bless me the might of your sea-bound bitch. The sea, I have returned, where every wave feels like a mermaid's kiss. May the bounty of the deep be yours, along with my eternal gratitude.
Hold it right there, orc scum! No one slips past the Legion unchallenged.
Calm down, Junius. Doesn't look like one of them orcs to me. Not a single horn in sight, you know.
Just hold your tongue, will you, Bibius? Can't be too careful. We are sworn to protect Scythiel.
So, you're sorcerers, are you? And how are we supposed to verify that's true? We can't read, my friend. So for all we know, those papers say you're a polymorph parrot on the lookout for a two-bedroom birdcage. That don't prove a thing.
You know what? We'll take you two to the wizard. I know he reads. He has books large as a house, that one. Yeah, he'll squeeze the truth out of you, one way or another.
The wizard, you say?
Agreed.
Captain, come along. We're not far from the city.
What the hell's happening down there? Orcs! Bloody orcs!
I guess someone else got here first.
Let the source hunters handle their
On the mend.
Who was that
orcs
joker
had a
leading
human
those orcs?
commander.
Damn
How
traitor.
very curious.
We're amphibious and
That
Julius.
feels better
In a
already.
fight.
Taken before his time. Far before his time.
Taken before his time, far before his time.
What's all this ruckus? Sounded worse than a dozen tomcats fighting over the world's last mackerel. Ah, but I see we've suffered another orc landing. And judging by the relative ease with which it was dispatched, I can only come to one conclusion. Source hunters have arrived in Sicil. You're as welcome as a glass of cooled milk on a hot day, my friend. I'm Ahu, at your service. It was I who requested your presence in this troubled city. So you were, and so you weren't. Behold, there we are. Meet my other half, Hunter. Ha ha! No need to look so flabbergasted. I may be a wizard rife with tricks and guile, but I assure you my plea is an earnest one. So, now that the cat is out of the bag, let us turn to the matter of Councillor Jake's murder. It's hard to put my finger on it, but I can feel in my very whiskers that sorcery was at play. Visit the scene of the crime, and I'd bet sardines for salad you'll say the same. Captain Aureus, though, the local commander of the Legion, insists I'm seeing ghosts. I insist he's blind to all but the undead. Jake was murdered in a downstairs room of the King Crab Inn, up in Sicil proper. The Legion keeps it under lock and key, though, so you'll need Aureus's permission should you want to have a peek. So there are, or rather, there is. Popular opinion has it his wife did the deed, but to be frank, I have my doubts. She seems a likely candidate, to be sure, but that would make her a sorceress. Esmeralda knows how to charm, yes, but I just don't see her magic extend beyond a frolicsome look and wink. Still, don't simply take my word for it, Hunter. It may be well worth your while to cross-examine her yourself. The Legion has her under guard in her shop near the town square. That's where you'll find poor Jake's widow. I'm glad we've met, Source Hunter, and I'm certain we have a lot more to talk about. Feel free to visit me whenever you want. I've set up a workshop in the Legion's headquarters. Once you're there, just take the stairs, but do pay a visit to Aureus first. And with that, I bid you adieu, Hunter. Adieu and good luck. May your enemies prove to be mere mice, and you the dauntless mouser.
Sects, undead, orcs. Looks like we have our work cut out for us.
At least we won't be bored. How about we go see that Aureus chap Ahu mentioned?
The ship's blazing ever higher.
livelihood. All sunk in a matter of minutes while we could do nothing but look on. Well, we were merchants what seems like a moment ago. With our ship sunk, we're little more than 3 men with nothing more to say than boo. These damn orcs. They can't keep off this place for the life of them. They came in here slinging fireballs and swinging swords. Wasn't a thing we could do to defend ourselves.
And don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
Is that why we never sailed the Liverpool already north?
With our ship gone, nothing for it but to get a job. Slim pickings around here, that's for sure. Maybe you can keep an eye out, though. That was a right stunning show of magic you pulled, it was. Wish you'd have been around when our own barge went down in flames.
Joyride.
Ha! No, it ain't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
And don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
Really? The greatest warriors in Rivellon can't cross a rope.
Have one with the air!
I wouldn't let an orc wing 500 yards in my loving nature.
Ever hear about the time the captain took the Duchess of Federal's carriage for a joyride?
Ha! No, it ain't. He drove it straight to the pub and back.
And don't forget the time he got caught passing a love note to the Lizard Councillor's wife.
I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. So what did he say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day. Save that ship all by your lonesome. Quite the feat. If I had the magic touch about me, I'd have let me hand too.
Well, tuck my tail and call me Bessie. A 2 feet address me directly? Huh, I thought I'd never see the day. Oh, me and my brother Bull have dragged this here cart all around Sightseal, from dock to graveyard and back again. Speaking of Bull, you ought to say hello to him. He's clairvoyant, you know. Can tell your fortune to the T.
I'm seeing 2 feet approaching me, and here you are. My powers astound even me. I'm Bull, the leading clairvoyant in Sightseal. The 2 feets never bother to ask, but I see all that is and is to be. Of course, most winsome 2 feet, of course. What would you like to know? Why, yes, most wealthy indeed. But you must be vigilant, 2 feet, for I see that your wealth will come by bloody means. Well, that depends, 2 feet, that depends. I see that love has caused you to falter in the past. Yes, falter dearly. You must reconcile your mistakes before you will find true love. Death. Ever the most difficult topic to foretell. I see. Oh dear. No. No. Your reading is over. Do you hear? Over. That's all for today. Bulls.
Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage. Careful now. Never know when those green beasts gonna launch another blazer our way.
Size sail, shiver me timbers and sliver me heels.
I can't even smell the sea air over this pond.
Salutations! Source hunters, I see. I'm Sergeant Courteous, proud protector of this house of Legion goods. This is a storing house for Legion supplies. Perhaps the most important building in the realm, by my and others' estimation. And I, Sergeant Courteous, have been trusted to guard it. Courteous is my name, the Legion is my calling.
Too bad indeed. Not even a skeptic like you can deny that she loves me.
One day,
An orc
Moira.
in love.
One day you'll show 'em all.
When this little chap fades, she'll liberate the flesh from our faces.
Come now, enough doom and gloom. Cast your gaze instead upon my fair.
Ah, who better than a proven orc crusher to convince my dumbbell of a friend here that orcs are predators, not pets?
Enough of that. I know how dangerous an orc can be, but this one has been reformed. Anyone can see that she's completely docile, but my prejudiced friend here still wants to kill her. My friend here and I were patrolling outside the city walls, when who did I see creeping along the shore but this lovely orcish lady? For a brief second, as long as eternity, we locked eyes. Perhaps confused by the butterflies in her stomach, she sprang up and began running, claws bared towards Marius. Fortunately for him, I had the presence of mind to ignore my sword and instead adroitly fling my pouch of trinkets towards her. A vial of love potion shattered over her head, and when she turned to face me, she became instantly enamored. I'm sure she must have been compelled to join the Orcish army under some kind of duress. A lady with such a sweetly savage manner would never willingly join up with those vicious marauders.
Ha! I can assure you there wasn't a hint of sweetness in those murderous eyes when she lunged at my throat. She may be confined here for now, but who's telling when she'll escape and who she'll rip to shreds?
Ah, I've always had an amateur interest in all things alchemical. When I read in an esteemed periodical from the Wizards of Youthful Gore about an amazing opportunity that could change my life, I had to act fast or lose the once-in-a-lifetime deal. I sent away for the world-famous love potion, available for a limited time only, and it has worked exactly as promised.
You see what a fool my friend has been, spending all his cash on snake oil and bringing a temporarily tranquilized monster into our midst to boot.
What kind of monster would lie in a published advertisement? I'm sure the effects of the potion will be everlasting, as printed.
You see, he'd believe it was noon at midnight if he read it on a printed pamphlet. Please tell me you can reason with him, or ditch reason and use your sword to shave him from his murderous darling.
She's got to be put down. If this love potion is as dodgy as it sounds, she could come to her vicious senses at any time.
Agreed. I've never met an orc I trusted, charmed or not.
Glad to hear I'm not the only one with common sense around here. I'll do the honors myself.
No! She's harmless! Please! You bastard! You had no right!
No right to protect not only you from your own stupidity, but myself and the citizens of Syceel as well.
It's you we need protection from.
This place
murderer.
reeks of orc stench.
Fortunately, the Wizards of Youthful Gore make a revenge elixir that will show you what's what.
Go ahead and throw your sugar water on me if you like. Your foolishness is no longer my problem. Thank you, stranger. If you ever need help, I'll do my best to repay you.
One day you'll show 'em all.
What's that gleam?
Reminds me of my long Oh, how nice it is of you. The very picture of youth, to break the monotony of an elder's day. Wild away on this hardwood bench. Pray, let me be forward with you, O sapling rose, O leaf of spring. For my weary mind is troubled, and would highly prize thy gentle-handed assistance, thy kind. You would listen to my grievances, guide me towards untroubled realms. Oh, you are truly a wonder. Oh, but hot spiced wine and a snug little room awaits us on the King Crab's first floor.
Hey! Looks like that dog is awfully agitated.
I'm Murphy, Jake's dog. Wow, you smell great. Have you been rolling around on dead things all day? That's my favourite hobby too. You know who I miss? Jake. Sometimes he'd just sit there being awesome, and I'd give him this look like, you smell great. And he'd give me this look like, you do too, Murphy. And he was my best friend. I came here so I could smell Jake again. He smelled great. But whatever's buried there doesn't smell like Jake at all. No, It's definitely not Jake. He was awesome. If I ever find out who killed Jake, the most awesome Jake who ever jaked, I'll bark so much. Seriously, so much. You have no idea. Where are you, Jake? Are you playing around?
Here lies Kavanagh. Will they have Sicil pie in the afterlife? Here lies Jake. Please do not disturb.
What trickery is this? That's not Jake.
It's a rotting sheep's corpse. It seems someone snatched Jake's body.
Rest in peace, darling.
Where are you, Jake? Are you playing around me?
Peace be with you, traveller. May your lost loved ones rest in peace. I once lived a prosperous life with my husband and our happy little daughter, Loni. But when the undead plague broke out, my Loni never recovered from the loss. And when a group of mercenaries, predators, more aptly called, came to town, she was killed less than a week after she joined. Here she lies.
Charge of the champion! Into the fray once more.
you! Sweet relief!
I needed that.
Aren't you?
I feel better already. The target dances in shadows.
I'm
see the white light.
May the seven keep you. Rest in peace, darling. Rest in peace, darling.
Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, there it is.
Warm as dragon's breath.
I could do with a cold drink.
Yeah, chicken.
Step aside! This maniac's gonna turn me into a meat pie!
A chicken has the right to live too.
Yes, let's pardon him. Just look at the little blighter. He doesn't deserve the knife.
Yippee-ki-yay!
You let my chicken escape? Looks like it's your lucky day, Jack. Now to tell the troops they're getting nothing but the cornbread.
Tings, these stores are for you to try it, screech woman.
The beast speaks. So you've half a brain behind that feral maul, have you?
The cretin's question crossed her lips and ached an ear of aptitude.
Hey, who's that then? Come on, stand where my good eye can see you.
Those boots would embarrass a bridge drum. Get to shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, privates?
Sir, no, sir.
Attention! About face! To the barracks! Not! Recruits! That was slowly on the side.
Easy, Tull. That's the source.
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but we got reports of a strange-looking outsider skulking through the town with her bow drawn. I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was what, and the beast startled like a wild cat and lunged right at me.
Bit Tullia right in the face, she did.
Enjoy it while you can, Ver. There's not another legionnaire in the cohort that'll have you if I go rabid.
Well, that's to be decided. She doesn't seem to be sick, despite Tully's moaning. We can't keep her here forever, but we can't well send her into the wilds again.
Recruits! That was sloppy on the
Perhaps it'd be worth taking.
After all.
Well, that's a relief, ain't it? We found.
Heed me, Source Hunter. She's not good for anything more than cannon fodder. And don't turn.
About face! To the barracks! Not! Recruits! That was sloppy on the Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! Not!
Source Hunter, I have heard tales both grand and terrible about the world of humans. I myself was caged one moment and freed the next by our kind.
will embarrass a bridge crew. Get to shining, recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
Attention! About face! To the barracks! Nuts! Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian
In
stew.
Home Forest, every creature acts according to the nature of its kind. Birds frighten easily, badgers fear little. But amongst men, there are no guarantees.
It's a bridge troll. Get to shining, recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
If you say it is so, then where...
Those boots will embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining, recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
Those boots will embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining, recruits.
Sorry, sir.
What have we here, then? A so-called source hunter, eh? Well, look, do what you must in Sicile, but don't make waves and don't interfere with the Legion's affairs. You hear? I'm Captain Aureus, if you must know, leader of the Legion in Sicile. By which I mean I have the enviable task of commanding a battalion of walking dead. For I fear it may well be but a matter of time before the undead undo all my soldiers and turn them into drivelling hordes of their own misshapen number. Gods above! Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar. Ridiculous! I told that wizard brat of an Ahu not to bother, but he just had to send for source hunters, didn't he? Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop, understand? I am in command of this town, not Mayor Cecil, not Ahu, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jake's death if you feel so inclined, but report back to me the moment you discover something out of the ordinary. The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have my permission to enter. Now off with you! Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now, the girl has the reputation of being a flirt. There is that. But that doesn't suffice as evidence, wouldn't you say? Or do source hunters rely on hearsay alone, perhaps? That certainly would explain some of the cock-ups you lot have made in the past. What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. I see. You've come to report a dead sheep. A heap of mutton that sailed into view upon your robbing the grave of a councillor. Lovely. Well, don't just stand there gawking like guppies. If you... Bravo! Figured that one out. How am I enjoying it? We are the I'd say...
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter. But certainly. What would you like to know? Oh, I am but but a wizard, a guardian of man and beast, and indeed I am both. My body, like any other, is bound to temporal decay, but my spirit is a speck of light that shone forth from the eternal sun that is the cosmic. My task upon this earth is to protect the... You see, to my great regret... Oh, but that's not a trick. Such magic is to be out. But of course it's handy to speak... Oh, that I'm my own wizard, by all means. Of course. I can but piece, they say. I say it took a how and why he... I myself... Now, it may well be his body. It seems too improbable to be true, but nevertheless... And what might those be? In truth, the Legion. Someone is responsible for the... Unfortunately, we've caught... There's nothing... Oh, by all means. Stranger, and yet I don't know quite what to make of this news. But by all means, I can't say much more, but that...
Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian. Attention! About face!
Welcome back. Salutations! You don't look like you're quite licensed.
One coin or two, noble spirit? One coin or two? May the soul of Astarte smile upon you. Oh, a fool once was I, and ever seeking greater satisfaction than that which I already enjoyed. In my folly, I sought the counsel of those notorious Watcher statues on the Western Cliffs. Their guidance ruined any small fortune I might have had, but certainly granted me humility. I'd heard they were not to be trusted, that they gave fools advice to the fools who sought them, but somehow I believed that they told me that I would find fame and renown if I renounced my worldly possessions, all my worldly possessions, and became a great figure of piety and humility. Fire, the most thorough cleanser, was my method. But as my house burned in front of me, I felt no elevation, no piety, only the sudden weight of my own idiocy upon my very soul. Thank you, kind one.
So those statues told him he'd have to renounce his earthly possessions to become a spiritual leader, did they?
Have some pity.
Absurd. Since when is poverty a prerequisite of spirituality?
Some of the richest...
Your humble bard, here to serve for your imagination's palate a meal most re mi fa sol la. I doubt I... Psst. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Pleasure to meet you. Now, please, Stefan has many fans to meet today. Psst, help me. Take me to Reginald's. It won't be the worst indignation I've suffered. Get up.
We will have none of that, you hear? You there! Take a seat. Prepare. What a generous spectator. I think you've gotten... I am ready. My word! My word!
You there, just waiting for his big debut. And who are you supposed to be? Don't you have an impressive library here in Sicil? I'm sure that beast of a library. Take it up with Katarina. Oh, I should have. No. You there! Sir, don't pity when Reginald. It seems even when there's no crowd to speak of. Or I don't know how he inspires. Ah, a familiar face. It seems, and I don't when. What is it this time? Oh, no. Take it up.
Zombie age your well, I've an open stage in want of talent, and the theatres check the library and see if right. Speak to Master Cho.
Performers, showmen, show all of them. What is it this time? Katarina, tell me when you're ready to begin, and I'll show you to your place. Ready for your trial by fire, you mean? And I'd like to be the king of Stormfist, but I haven't got the credentials. Oh, no. What is it this time? Ready for your trial by fire, you mean? There's no more savage foe than an audience, my dear. But I'm sure you'll do just fine. Wouldn't we all? But unlike a true thespian, you haven't a scrap of material to...
My word! What are you looking at me for? Well, I've stumbled into quite the fine... Well, drawing a crowd's what I do best. And 98, 99... You there! What are you looking at me for? There's a great show going on right in front of you. And look, well, I've
Hear the stage calling you.
Don't ask me what the tale.
You don't look like someone who's never been serenaded by a severed head. Step right up.
My word! What are you looking at me? I'm nothing but your average man taking in the best show I've ever seen. Well, I've stumbled into quite the fine gig. I just let my appreciation for Reggie's work be known, and he slips me a few gold coins in return. My voice happens to carry pretty far. Sicil hears me. Sicil want...
Back for more, I see. Well, are you impressed by my prowess in the arts of entertainment? Nothing attracts a crowd. I am Red. Ha! Enter! Red. I think.
What are you looking at me for? Well,
I think a king.
Back for more, I see. Well, I can't say I'm surprised. Are you impressed by my prowess?
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to prepare for the next show. What do you call a source hunter who finds a way to draw a crowd away from where he or she would... A resourceful hunter. Come now, it can't be that hard to find... Patient... pleasure to meet...
what are you looking at me for? Well...
A familiar face. Please don't pity me when Reginald came. A person. Please don't when
Today, I think a king.
What are you looking at me for? There's a great show going. Well, I don't see why I should. Reginald and I have grown rather friendly, you know? And in any case, it'll be hard to pull myself away from this fantastic show.
So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm. Today, I think, the great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines.
Fantastic!
It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had
Fantastic!
I don't need to prove. What are you looking at me for? Well.
Come on! Come on!
We'll have none of that, you hear? You there!
Sentient severed head!
Your grave opens to welcome you.
Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines.